Hi, everybody. Once again, we are back and we are doing the Once Upon a Book Club January book. So you're probably thinking, Tiff, this is January. Why are you doing this in February? They don't mail out the boxes until like the end of the month. Close. I got like January the 23rd. And I'm not that fast of a reader. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I'm not that fast of a reader. This mostly comes from me reading computer code all day, which are not real words. So I that's part of the reason why I got a book subscription is to get into reading more and to put down the laptop, get away from the TV, and actually focus on reading. So I kind of got on the ball a little bit faster because my February book is about. I mean, my February book is about to come, and I was like, okay, I got to get January done so I can do this video, and that way I can focus on the February book. When I get the February book in the mail on, I believe it's Monday. I get it on Monday. So the January book was The Diamond of London. And this one was special because they specially uh, made one for the book club and where they had the diamonds on the end pages, which is a really unique design. And it is by Andrea Penrose. So this book, the clue for this one was defying the ton, and I didn't understand at the time that ton was like British royalty, upper echelon society. That's what it meant by the ton, and it's probably pronounced ton or something like that. So what she described this as a fictional biography. So it is based on the life of Lady Hester Stanhope. I'm sorry, Lady Hester Stanhope, who ended up being a renowned archaeologist, was known for riding a horse, straddling it instead of sideways like women did back in her day. They kind of rode the horse with 2 feet on one side. But she wanted to wear pants and she wanted to be more than that. But the author researching her realized that most of her life was after she left Britain for historians. So she actually read her letters to her friends and her family when she lived in London. She did all this research on it and used those letters to write a book about her life. And anything that she couldn't find info, she sort of filled in the blanks and kind of took artistic liberties with. And then the end of the author's note, she tells you, I got this from this letter, or I got this from this biography about her, and all these things were real. I kind of fudged this one and, filled in the blanks for this one. And she kind of lets you know what was real and what was fake. But this book combines a lot of history, but it's not boring. She kind of lets you into Hester's mindset, where Hester is brought up in a world with a very domineering father, but he wanted her to be an intellectual. But okay, how do I describe this? I wouldn't say domineering. He was honestly just losing his mind. She starts off with the book with, I want you guys to know that I regret some parts of my life, and then there's some things that I don't. So where do I start my story? Let me start my story with the day my father put a knife to my throat. Like legit, that's how the prologue ends. And so you go to the point where her dad has her up against the wall with a knife to her throat, asking her a question. And she's being calm because she knows her dad is losing his mind and that's why he's acting this way. The good thing about her dad is that her dad raised her to be a thinker. Uh, her family is part of prime ministers and dignitaries, and they are kind of entrenched in wars and how they start. And so he always taught her to maneuver. But she realizes that in the society that she lives in, that she has to maneuver herself as a woman. So she kind of has to worry about social graces and constant whispers and how what I'm doing will have an effect on my family and all this craziness. And a lot of people just want her to get married and settle down. But in her mind, it's like, if I get married and I settle down, I won't be able to do the things that I want to do. Now, don't get it wrong. She wants to get married. She said that several times. She wants to find a husband. But when she wants to find a husband who wants to be an adventurer, who will allow her to have a voice in her own home, who will allow her to travel and be a part of not just social parties, but to have a say in how the government is run. She understands that she can't be a prime minister, but she wants to be a secretary to the prime minister and kind of write his notes and do those things. She comes very close at some point. She comes very far. She has setbacks, ups and downs. She gets really depressed at some point, but this book kind of covers all of that, and you just kind of see this internal struggle she constantly goes through. And then she meets men, and you kind of go through those, and you can see some of the relationships. You can just see the red flags. Being that I'm 42, I see them like, girl, you don't know this dude. He seemed like fun, but we all know the fun dude is good until something happened, and then you end up in trouble, and you just see it, and you just want to just grab her and go, no, no, Hester, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And there's this one point where she's at a party, and I believe it was a princess came up to her, and they're just chatting it up. She's like, "Well, tell me about the new man in your life." And just as Hester is about to tell her about this new guy that she met and that she thinks they're going to get married, she says, "Wait a minute, hold on for a second. Let me invite these two other women over so they can come and talk to me about hear you talk about how great your man is." Now, anybody else know when you having a private conversation with your friend about your man, and all of a sudden they invite other people to come sit down to hear about it, you're being set up. She knows that your man got something going on with one of them chicks, and they just want you to hear it. So when I saw that setup, I was like, "Girl, stop talking, stop talking. You know something bad about to happen." So as crazy as this book ends, and then once you realize that this is a real person, you want to read up on her life even more, and figure out who she was after the fact. Because once she leaves Britain, that's where the book stops, and you kind of want to sit there and go, "Wow, I wonder what happened," and things like that. And so you want to look her up more. So once again, The Diamond of London. Andrea Penrose. I will link it down below. As you guys know, I am an Amazon affiliate. So anytime you click on a link and then you purchase something, I get a percentage of the sales. I have to put that out there. FTC disclaimer. So let's get to the gifts. So this book, your gifts kind of got covered within the, well, sorry, not kind of. Your gifts were covered by the first half. By page 181, you would have opened all four of your gifts, and there were four gifts. So let's get to your first gift. Now, this first gift had me set off. I was so happy with this first gift. So, it's on the floor. So, she's talking about how she's a woman who likes to drink port, which in that time, if you wanted to have a port and you were a woman, they would ask a man if it was okay because it was not considered a feminine drink to drink port. And so she kind of swam to this like waiter was like, excuse me, give me a port. Don't ask no man how to get. No, I want my drink. I know what I want to drink. Get my drink. And then she has this glass, and the guy around her who she likes at that time, her first love interest, is telling her that she's holding the glass wrong. So on page 21, they talk about the glass that she's holding. So it is a set of two glasses. And this is a glass. And let me get the other one out. How pretty are those? I'll spit them. How amazing are those glasses? Now, as you guys know, I will link duplicates down below so you guys can get an idea. And if you want to buy a replica of these, they're not the exact same ones. I will try to find something as closely as these as I possibly can. So that's one. And sorry it's getting dark, but the sun's going down. So the next gift is that she meets another guy, wild and crazy. He takes her to a boxing match. But before they go there, this is not a place that ladies often go. Well, this is not a place that ladies go at all. It will be considered scandalous if someone saw her there, especially with a man that she was not married to. So, excuse me. He makes her dress up like a guy to hide it. So 71, you get this highlighter. It took me a minute the first time to open it. Hopefully I don't embarrass myself and try and open this. But it's a very neutral color. For me, I would end up putting it on the inside or up here to kind of lighten this area, or even here to lighten it up a little bit. But that's where I would put it, and it's pretty smooth. So, right around there. And I always put lighter in the inner corners of my eye. So, that's the color you get. So it's very neutral. I'm sure if I had a lighter skin tone, it'll probably go all over. It would even be blush. The darker you are, the more you use it as a highlighter. But it is called a diamond highlighter. Now, another thing is that the same guy she meets doesn't want to call her Hester. He Everybody who knows her calls her Hetty. He doesn't want to call her that either. He wants to call her Diamond. One of the reasons why is that her family became a part of the upper echelon because her great 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 grandfather got a diamond, and so he was able to use that to barter and things of that nature. So he called her Diamond. And on I went out of order. Page 51, the other one was 71. This is 51, so I kind of went out of order. You get this liquid. It might be bubble bath. It might not. I have no idea. I honestly need to contact them to find out what this is. It feels soapy, but I'm looking on the box and it doesn't really say what it is. And there was no card on this side. Usually, as you can see, most of these things come with cards or something that tells you what's in here. And I had it sitting on my dresser for a while I was reading the book, and a lot of this stuff inside settled. So I shook it up before I did the video. So I have no idea what this is. And it doesn't really sit up on its own, so I know it's not perfume. It looks soapy. It feels soapy. When I opened up the box, I couldn't, as you can see, there's nothing in the box that tells you what it is. So I honestly need to contact and be like, hey, what is this? Because if it's not soap, I don't want to put it into a bubble bath and end up hurting myself. If it's just something pretty to look at, I just really wish I would have known. And it doesn't sit up on its own because of the way that it's shaped. So that's why I kept the inner box that it came in, so I can sit it on something. But I need to contact them and ask them, what exactly is this? And also, if it's bubble bath, you kind of need to know what's in it, because if you have an allergy, you don't want to make yourself sick because you didn't know what was in it. So I honestly need to contact them and find out what it is and what's in it. But I will see if I can find some diamond shaped bubble bath for you guys and tell you in online, and that way you guys know what it is and you don't have to worry about it. But like I said, I don't know what's in here. It could be hand soap. It could be facial wash. It could be body wash. It could just be bubble bath. I honestly do not know. And I'm not going to lie to you about that. I just really wish I would have told you. The next one, the final gift, was from page 181. And she talks about how she walks into this library and she can smell ink, paper, and leather. And then you open up the book and it is a secret library candle. This is 10.6 ounces. It doesn't tell you if it's like a soy candle or anything like that, but it is ink, paper, and leather. And if you ever been to an old school library, honestly, it smells like that. It smells like that old school library with the creaky wood chairs. It actually smells like that. And I actually like it a lot. So I was very happy with this gift. So, in this box, you got the Diamond of London. Set that right there. You got your 2 glasses. Your highlighter. Your mystery liquid of stuff. I have no idea what's in here. Let's see if that'll set in there for a second. All right. And then you have and your candle. How cute is that? So, three of these gifts I'm cool with. One is just I don't know what's in here, and that bothers me. So that was the only issue that I had with this time. But the book was highly entertaining. It did take me a while to get into it just because it's the era. So you're trying to get around, the words and the language and some things I had to look up. But that's part of the reason why I'm reading more. So I can know these words. And it does come with a family tree on the inside, so you kind of know how she's related to certain people. It does tell a family backstory about how she came to get her great great grandfather came to get the diamond. It does give you all that information, and then as she kind of goes through all her drama and her craziness, you go through that wave with her. So I would give this book probably a say A minus. It was highly entertaining. I've had other books that I kind of enjoyed more from the box. And the gifts, I would give a B plus, just because I don't know what's in here. So I was very happy with this reading selection, happy with majority of the gifts, and I think you guys should give it a try. And so I will see you guys next month, probably closer to March 20th, and I will put out the February book, and I'll let you guys know what I think. All right, peace out. Bye, guys. Oh, and in life, there's black and white, but with me, you will always get a shade of gray. Bye.